What's going on, guys? Looks back, and today we get a brand new video with Plug Power because even though the entirety of the market is getting beaten down right now and falling, Plug is actually holding on pretty good, which is completely surprising considering Plug is a very risk-on type of stock right now, and their future is what people are trying to bet on. And a lot of the stuff going on right now, the market falling, blue chip stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Google, these guys are falling more than Plug is, which speaks good for Plug that it's actually holding up. And we can see that right here on the charts. You can see Plug down just under 0.2% for the day. And if we look at even the S&P 500 here, down 0.34, almost down 0.5% for the day. Google down over 1% for the day. Amazon, same thing, over 1%. And the big boys, Apple down 0.82%, and Microsoft down just over 1%. So these huge companies, blue chip companies, are falling more than Plug right now in a market that we know is a big kind of bear market that we're in. Not a great thing going on, but Plug is actually holding up pretty well. And we see that what happened today, we had it sank down, but we quickly kind of recovered in price. And right now, Plug is in this red zone, which should be pretty strong resistance and support, which we've seen in the past here before, where we saw it bounce off the bottom 3 times and kind of ride the top and hit its head on the top quite a few times before making a big move up. And recently, though, we've had rejections lead to big moves down, and once we kind of got broken the bottom support level, big moves up happening. So right now we fell in. So it wouldn't be surprising to see Plug go down to the 2350 level and try and bounce off of this, make this a support and stay within this channel. Well, things are very bearish and the market is heading in a bearish direction and people are freaked out and it's just dropping. Well, all of that's going on. I think Plug, the goal would be to stay in this red channel, bounce around in it while all the craziness is going on, and ultimately come out on the other side, being able to make a move up when the market ends up recovering and things start getting less scary out there, and making a move up from $28, the top of the red channel, start to move up to like the next level in the 40s. Ultimately, the conditions for Plug right now are pretty good. Seems how energy is the main focus that is going on. Energy crises across the globe, especially in Europe right now, where we see just skyrocketing energy costs, the pipeline from Russia being shut down, and basically Europe looking into having a very, very bad time this winter and looking at different ways to generate energy and become less dependent on other countries, say. So with that big energy talk and oil, hydrogen and Plug could be something that could be a solution. And they're building out that infrastructure now, and they're finishing their plants. So they should be able to start turning on plants and actually start producing this energy and getting it out to the market, which is a good thing. Probably going to come at a very good timing where energy costs are going to be absolutely sky high, and being able to kind of find a different way to generate energy is going to be a big concern, which ultimately is good for Plug, and it leads Plug down a better path where they probably could reach bigger goals than what they're setting out for their 2024 2023 outlooks, which is going to be great. And one of the big things that Plug has going for it is this Amazon deal that they got, where they're partnering with Amazon to provide them hydrogen, making out a deal for that. And that is going to be a big game changer for Plug, which could open the door to the other companies that it has relationships with. So Amazon, they've already worked with Amazon in the past. Makes sense that that's a big kind of customer that they're going to be able to go back to. And things like Walmart, Home Depot, and GM, all companies that Plug has relationships with already, and can kind of do the same types of deal with Amazon that they do with these other companies. But moving away from all of that kinds of the news about Plug and just kind of looking at what's going on with this stock, we will get an update soon with insider trading, seeing if there was insider buys or sells. We can see that basically this chart is pretty much spot on. When we see these insider buys, these two earlier didn't really mean too much when the insiders were buying, but this sell led to, obviously, they sold before this kind of bigger move down from $21 to $13. And then this buy here, which was a massive buy, 18 buys by 10 insiders at around $17. And you can see that ran up all the way to almost $30 per share. And this basically ran the Amazon deal. So we know, the Amazon deal came out after the insiders probably knew something that was going on, and it was a good time to buy the stock. So keeping track of this chart is going to be big, and keeping track of insiders buying and selling is obviously going to be something big to do, because they know a little bit more than me and you about the stock and what's actually going on behind the scenes. And looking at this, where you see only 6 sales and then 18 buys and 9 buys, 8 buys, and then a 1 buy back here, but the vast majority buys with very little selling. That looks like an outlook where they're more bullish on the company, more excited about what's going on, and bullish on where they're going. So when they're buying the stock because they think it's going to go up in value more than where it is right now. So that's always a good sign. Always good to have the insiders behind the company actually enjoying where the company is going and actually having that vision, and not selling them and then saying that other things. So we know Plugs like said a lot of things that are excited about the future, but it kind of backs it up with the insiders actually buying and not selling and saying that. As well as with hedge funds have been coming in massive. We had big news before with BlackRock getting involved and countries starting to add more Plug to their portfolio, buy more shares. And you can just see that kind of just drastic difference here, with these last 4 being just massively outweighing these previous 5 quarters of hedge funds buying. So it just seems like there's much more institutional want. There's more people looking at Plug. We can even see articles being written about Plug. There's a lot of articles. It's kind of getting much more coverage. People are interested in what's going on with it, and it probably could have something to do with the energy crisis that's going on. But a lot of these articles, very little bearish, if any, and mostly neutral. So just covering what's going on. And we've got some bullish too. So just more coverage is obviously good. More people paying attention, want to pay attention, means they got to be doing something right. As well as hedge funds that have lots and lots of money now interested and coming in to buy the stock is a good thing. So with all of these, you have hedge funds buying, you have insiders buying, you have more people covering the stock. It's just all adding up to be a good thing, and Plug moving in the right direction. Now, you should never try and time the market and time buys and sells and just assume that because this stuff is going on, that means Plug has to go up in value in the short term. It obviously doesn't work like that. We're looking long term out. Plug is something that probably 2030 is when we're going to start to see really big things happen with the company if everything goes in the right direction. 2024 is the first checkup year, where that is the profitability year. That's what's been said since 2020. That is the big check mark that we need to see checked, is become profitable by 2024. If that doesn't happen, then a whole reevaluation needs to go down, because that's obviously one of their biggest goals for the last 4 years, was getting there. And if they don't get there, then maybe something wrong is going on. Definitely investing in Plug is a much longer term type of thing, especially with all this types of moves away from energy, from oil energy and gas, and wanting to move towards more green energy and reusable stuff. So it makes sense that Plug could fill that gap. We're seeing a lot of it start to play out now, where governments want to move away from it. A lot of people, a lot of social sentiment wants to move away from it. And that gap that's starting to be created could be filled by Plug, and they would be the market leader and be able to benefit the most from everything that's going on. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. As always, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys in my next video.